morning, y'all. Today I'm going to decorate these sugar cookies, and I'm going to use a glacé icing. I have my cookies baked and ready to go. So I'm going to decorate ornaments, and this icing is very special. It's not the same as using your royal icing. This glacé icing has corn syrup in it and milk, and it's just delicious. All right, so this is 2 pounds of powdered sugar. So let's start with that. All right, my mixer is broken. We don't want that at Christmas time. All right, so I need to pour in my milk. I'll start with my milk. 3/4 of a cup of milk, 2 pounds of powdered sugar, 3/4 of a cup of corn syrup. I use Karo, and this is light corn syrup, not dark. All right, that's perfect. Now, I'm going to mix this up a little, and I want 2 teaspoons of almond extract is what I'm using today. All right, 2 teaspoons of whatever flavoring, and you can divide your icing up into colors and put a different flavor in each color if you so desire. Okay, so I need to add 6 to 8 tablespoons of powdered sugar to this 1/2 cup of icing. And you know I have to count out loud. That's 2. This is 6. I'm going to go 7 and stir it up. I like this little spatula. It works well. All right, so I want to stir this up, and I'm going to have a thicker icing for my outline, and I'm going to put it in a piping bag. I'm going to use a coupler, and I'm going to use a number 4 tip. So you have to put it all together at once. All right, this is coming together. Get it mixed up well. You don't want lumps. You don't want pieces of powdered sugar. But it somehow seems to happen. All right, so I need 1 bag. I'm going to cut a little bit of the end off. I'm going to put my coupler, this half in the bag, and see if I cut the right amount of. And I did not. I still have 1/4 of an inch to go. You want this just to reach the end. Oops. I got my plastic in my coffee. All right, this is perfect. It comes right to the end. I'm going to attach my tip. Okay, so now I need to fill my bag. You don't have to worry about this icing drying out as bad as your royal sugar icing does. This is my favorite, easiest way to decorate cookies, is this icing. All right, this is gonna be good. Okay, so I'm gonna put a cover on my tip so it doesn't just flow out the other end. Now, I need to continue filling my bag. All right, this is sticky, but it's so good, and it dries just perfectly, especially the outline icing. These you can even stack after they're dry, no problem there. Look, this is perfect. This is it. All right, that's all I'm gonna do. Now I'm going to wrap it up and get a tie. Okay, so I want to try to put this tie on my bag. I've never used one of these before. But you want to try to keep the top of your bag closed. So it just fits right on there. It's a little rubber band with a hook piece on it. Perfect. So now what I have to do is make my colors and put them in these bottles. This is the easiest way to decorate. So, what's the easiest way to get it in there? All right, so I have my frosting divided into 2 bowls. And now I want to add my pink and my green. I want pastels. I want pastels for Christmas. Here is a pink. I'm using Americolor. No, I'm not. I'm using Chef Master. Usually I just use Americolor, but these are good. The Chef Master. Pull your top off. Right, I'm going to use pink. It's Baker's Rose. I find the best way to stir these up is with a fork. So let's see if this is going to be pink enough. I put a couple of generous drops in there. And it looks like it's going to be just perfect. That's lovely. I want a little bit more. I want a couple of more drops. That's because this is a rose color and not red. So I have 4 drops in there, and that should be just right. So now I need to choose my green, and I'm just going to use leaf green. Let me see what they call it. Leaf green. A rose by any other name. All right, take your tip off. Put your lid on. Now this time I want to be discriminating with how much I put in there, because this is going to be a dark green. So I'm going to use 1 drop. This green is pretty. I think that 1 drop might be all it requires. So I have my white, my pink, and my green, and I'm going to have fun with just those colors. Perfect with just 1 drop of the green. All right. So my icing colors are mixed. Now I just need to put them in my bottles. Very carefully pour. Okay, now I want to get my green icing in. I've been cleaning it. Pour carefully, slowly. These are 8-ounce bottles. And this is perfect. I'm gonna have a little bit left and I'll save it. Okay, so I'm going to start with my outline, of course. My start at the top and then go around the edge. You don't have to follow all of the little parts. Let's just see how I can do this. I'll start at the top. Perfect. Perfect. Now, I'm just going to keep outlining . Doesn't have to be perfect, y'all. I'm not selling these cookies. I am giving them to friends for Christmas presents, and they don't have to be perfect. They're going to taste so good, and they're going to look adorable And that's all I want. The next thing I'm going to do is try my decorator's cookie recipe. And it's the one where the cookies are going to come out more flat. Look. Alright, so I'm still decorating. These smaller ones are harder. I prefer using the larger cookies, but that's okay. I'm just gonna do the best I can. I'll tell you one thing about these cookies is they're the best tasting. But I'm going to make cookies again, and I'm going to use the decorator's recipe. I've always just used this recipe, but I want to give you options. You might want to decorate for a living. Those are so cute. Okay, so I've got all my outlines done. And now, this is a very forgiving project. All you do is just follow your heart. And then you're gonna take your scribe or your toothpick and you're gonna make designs. Get it to the edge. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles. And now I want to draw some lines and kind of mix the colors together. It's perfect. You can use white, you can use pink, you can use green. I'm going to make some green Christmas trees on this ornament. That's perfect. I don't get air bubbles in this frosting. And so far I've had no hard lumps. Now, I just want some very small balls. I'm going to make some lines, kind of like stripes. I want some white also. Perfect. Now, I'm gonna draw some lines. with my scribe. Okay, I have a very beautiful pink fancy sprinkles, and these are going to decorate these cookies further. I don't want many sprinkles, just a few. These are so pretty. You have to do this while it's still wet so that they'll stick. These are so cute. This just adds a festive look to these cookies. I'll take some of these when I go see my grandson this week. All right, those are going to be so cute. I'll come back. I love doing the marble effect. They're so pretty and they're so simple and just delicate. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm putting my sprinkles on top. Oh, they're so pretty. You can use your dust, you can spray your dust now. They have a little pump sprayer at Fancy Sprinkles. All right, those are so nice. Now, I'm just gonna keep decorating. All right, y'all, that was easy enough. I've spent a couple of hours here today at the most, getting my icing ready and decorating my cookies, and I have a broken one here. And it is so good. This icing is like nothing you've ever used before. So I will post some pictures of how pretty these cookies look with my recipe. And y'all have fun.